Hey, what's going on guys? I'm Primal Liquid and we have more information regarding the DLC for Kingdom Hearts 3. Now, obviously, back last was it last month? Yeah, the start of last month, I made a video detailing some extra information we had received regarding the DLC and typical update schedule for Kingdom Hearts 3. Now, obviously, recently we've had the New Game Plus mode added and we've also had Critical mode added, which pretty much just leaves at this point the DLC that was talked about. However, we now have information on that. Now, the article I'm going to be showing you guys and reading from is from Kotaku UK. However, that is pretty much just because all the other articles I've read, the information is sort of all over the place. Some of the articles are missing some of the information, whereas Kotaku have actually managed to put together a decent write-up, I should say, about the actual release information. So let's just quickly change over to that and we will take a look at it. Okay, so as I was saying, it is from Kotaku. This is the UK page. Again, mainly due to the fact it's just the way the sites are laid out. I mean, some of them are missing information, some of them it's just all over the place. This is the most readable that I have found, so this is the one that we are going to be looking at. I know a lot of you aren't really fans of Kotaku. If you aren't, you can look at things like Polygon, IGN, Game Informer. You know, I mean, pretty much everywhere has covered this at this point, since it is nearly 24 hours old now. Well, at the time of recording this video, anyway. But without further ado, let's jump in and see what it says, shall we? So, Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind free and paid DLC announced. Now, Remind, in case you don't know, is the name of the DLC. Well, should I say the main DLC pack? So, details of Kingdom Hearts 3's DLC package titled Remind for the moment have been revealed at the Kingdom Hearts Orchestra World of Tress show in Tokyo. Kingdom Hearts 3's director, Tetsuya Nomura, got up on stage to share the news with fans in a presentation at the concert, which was translated and shared on Twitter by user Yanilin Gaming. So, what did Tetsuya say? Well, he announced that the temporary title is Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind. Now, even though it says temporary title, so it could definitely change, but it also might not change. Keep in mind this is still up in the air. So, obviously, we know we're going to get paid DLC and we're going to get free DLC. So for the paid DLC, we're going to get the additional scenario. So this is going to be like the extra story segment. We're going to get the limit episode plus boss, the secret episode plus boss, an English voiceover option. Now, the English voiceover option is exclusive to the Japanese version. Basically, if you own the Japanese version of the game, you can get English voices. I don't know whether the English version of the game is going to get Japanese voices. That is something that hasn't been announced yet, so we are going to have to wait and see for that. So, let's take a look at the paid DLC first. Now, we'll start with the secret episode plus boss. What I think that is obviously there's the secret video that was released about a week or two after Kingdom Hearts 3 released. I pretty much just think it's going to be that playable. I mean, plain and simple. There's limit episode plus boss. This one I'm really not too sure about. I mean, limit episode, it doesn't really tell you a whole lot in that little bit of the title. My best get is maybe some kind of like boss rush or, you know, something along those lines, like the data bosses from, I think it was Kingdom Hearts 2 that had the data fights. But I'm sort of expecting something like that. And then finally, we have the additional scenario Remind. Personally, I'm just going to assume that's maybe New World. New World, or we're going to go back to one or two of the worlds and just have some of the extra story. Maybe a visit to the Keyblade Graveyard again, or maybe, you know, like a visit to the after the story, after where Sora disappears and all that sort of thing. So, again, kind of up in the air. Personally, I am expecting it to be a whole new world, though. Simply due to the fact that in Kingdom Hearts 3, there wasn't really that many worlds. So that's what my money's on. And then finally, we move on to the free DLC. Now, at the moment, the free DLC is only new Keyblade plus new form. Now, obviously, new Keyblade, that's Keyblade, so that's only one Keyblade, not two, not multiple, because that would be Keyblades, plus new form. This is obviously going to be tied to the new Keyblade. Now, I don't know if it's going to be a great Keyblade, mainly due to the fact that since it's a free DLC, I don't think they're going to want it like replacing something like the Ultima weapon. So I'm not 100% sure on how I feel about this. Because obviously, if it's too strong and it replaces the Ultima weapon, then that removes a large portion of like the end game in the current Kingdom Hearts 3. Obviously, that could change with all this DLC. I mean, we don't know that yet. Personally, I hope it's not stronger than the Ultima weapon, but then that also serves the purpose of it would be pointless and never really used. So I suppose it does also depend on what sort of gimmicks they use for the new form. Again, we'll have to wait and see, just because nothing's really been announced or shown for it yet. Hopefully, well, I say hopefully it's maybe not as strong as the Ultima weapon, but the new form for it, it sort of helps even it out. Maybe when you're in the new form, it makes it sort of on par with Ultima, but when you're not in the form, it's sort of like a little lower than Ultima. Maybe something along those lines. At least then, you've got the fancy DLC Keyblade, it's quite strong, but it's not the best in the game. You've still got to work for the best weapon. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. So, carrying on. Remind will introduce a new scenario to Kingdom Hearts 3, along with new bosses and an English voiceover option for the Japanese version of the game. It wasn't made clear whether the English language version would receive an option to enable the Japanese voices. Anyone who owns the game will have the opportunity to play with a snazzy new Keyblade and form. However, although they are yet unannounced, Ben Swallow and Deadpool's katana maybe. I would love Deadpool's katana. Gonna happen? Nah, probably not, but I would love it. So, Nomura had laid out something of a loose roadmap for Kingdom Hearts 3's updates and DLC back in February when speaking with Dengeki Online. Now, I did make a video regarding that interview. If you want to take a look at that, you can check the cards up in the top right hand screen of the video, but there'll also be a link down in the description below. So, the free critical mode update mentioned then was released earlier this week, but no firm date or price has been touted yet for the paid elements of Remind. Nomura mentioned in the February interview that he wanted the paid DLC completed this year so work could begin on a new project. It's unlikely we'll have to wait another 14 years, thank God, as Yanolin Gaming added that Square Enix will give more information on Remind during Japan's rainy season, which starts at the beginning of June. Keep your eyes peeled then for Square Enix's E3 conference on June 11th. Now, this is where things get really interesting. Obviously, if they're going to release information in the rainy season, E3 is the prime time to do so. Which means, at the very earliest, we are not going to be getting this DLC before June. Luckily enough though, June is only, a little over a month away. Although, by the time this video goes up, it's probably going to be a month. So, yeah. Which means we're not going to have long to wait to find out what is actually happening. My best guess, though, is when they actually release the information, I reckon the first DLC is actually going to be released shortly after it's announced. Because, personally, I think if you look at we'll say 3 DLCs. You've got the secret episode, the limit episode, and the additional scenario. I think they're going to release these as 3 separate DLCs, all at different times, rather than just being in one DLC pack. I reckon maybe the end of June or sometime in July for the first one, then maybe around, September for the second one, and the final one sometime around November, because that falls in line with keeping all the DLC within this year and released before the end of this year like Nomura wants, and it also helps to pad out the rest of the year's earnings for Square. That is best case scenario, I think, and Personally, that is the way I strongly believe it is going to happen. But I want to know what you guys think. You know, let me know down in the comments below. I love having these sorts of conversations with you guys. But that's where we're going to end this video, guys. That is the end of the new information. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, then hit that like button. And if you're new around here, then hit that subscribe button. And of course, if you really, really like the videos, then consider becoming a member. It really helps the channel. As always though, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.